Promoted from silver as well, so he's playing quite well.
Playing pretty well, yeah. So let's just introduce the players on the left side of the map, representing ToR Terran player. Let's see if this works. Ah, it works now. Try Control W. It works now.
Oh, that's bizarre.
His ID is ToR Bobby. And in the top northern 12 o'clock position, representing FaDe, another zerg, his ID is FaDe Welshu.
Welshu.
Talking about good units and bad units. So I'm guessing we'll see another 1-Rex fast expand from Bobby.
Yep, certainly will. Quick drone scout going out for Welshie.
Looks like he's going to check the 6 o'clock position.
Right, he's actually seen Bobby's base with his overlord.
With his overlord, yeah.
He is sending the drone
So that's kind of smart. It's kind of smart. You send it down, and then when you see with your overlord, immediately change position on it.
Yep. So while she does get in, has a nice little scouts. Meanwhile,
going to see no
Bobby
gas.
is going to the northern base as well. So both players scouting pretty quickly in each other's bases.
Early gas for Welshie, man. Woo. I think Welshie going to look to try and do a bit of aggression, speedling aggression. Bobby rallying Marines to attack the extractor. And I've got to say, oh, yeah.
Oh, just saves that drone.
Oh, so close. Now, one thing I should note, one thing that I've been told you should do is, unless you really need the gas for something, but then you can always, build gas down at your natural, rather than try to take out the extractors, you can use your first few Marines to run around the map and do some scouting. And depending on what map, I mean, this map is not as good because of the positions that they're in. But just look for overlords and snipe a few overlords if you can, because at the moment, with 2, now 3 Marines attacking this extractor, Welsh...
cancel. No, it didn't cancel
it. Well, Welshie knows exactly where Bobby's Marines are. Knows how many Marines he's got, knows exactly where those Marines are, and doesn't need to be worried about Marines poking in his base.
Yeah, that's right.
So
he can certainly, tech up, get his speed going, get a defensive spine up and ready, and he could even be greedy and look at taking a third.
Definitely, he's going to have a bit of a problem doing that with the engineering bay in that position. Bobby actually finishing the build, I'm not sure whether that was deliberate, probably might have been a mistake. I've done that a few times. Interestingly enough, we have I thought it was going to be a reactor Helens, but he built a tech lab. I wonder if that was... No, it's very deliberate. He's also building a tech lab on the factory.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. and going for a pretty fast third command center. So I think Bobby just wants to play really defensive and macro. Yeah. He's building a siege tank.
He's building siege tanks and started siege mode as well. So yeah, definitely going into a turtle mode and probably looking at going maybe mech. He is taking his fourth gas, so third and fourth gas pretty quickly.
No, he's dropping 3 barracks, so it will be tank marine.
Interesting that he's gone for the 4 gas though.
Capped. Yeah, it's not. I don't know. Yeah.
Yes or no?
It really confuses me. These guys have these non-standard build orders. To be honest, I do something different every game usually, so I'm not exactly one to ToR, and it makes for interesting games when they do. Going for stim first and dropping 2 eBays. Yeah, so he just wants to get his ups going as soon as possible, and I guess not worry too much about having a massive units. If you're turtling, as long as you have a few siege tanks, you don't really need to worry that much about having a massive marine count. And maybe he'll look to push out with 2-2 or something like that. Welshie is actually going to see exactly what's going on in Bobby's base. Sees 2 NG bays with this overlord that's scouting. Sees the Raxers just come up with the reactors. I don't know if Bobby's realizing. Yeah, he realizes now he's sending some marines in. It will go down without being able to see too much more. Everything. Well, he saw. Let's have a look at what he did see. Yeah, he's seen everything, except for that third command center.
Well, Bobby's actually supply capped himself, and he's madly getting another 3 supply depots down. That third is up and running with a queen for Welshie, and he's doing his drone transfer at the moment. Infestation
pit has just been thrown down. Second evolution chamber. Does it actually have any units? Or it's got 23.
It's got 23 zerglings.
Lings.
That
overseer as well.
Needs to set anything up.
Looks like Welsh is just going for a macro build, which I'm a little surprised because he got that gas so early. Sending a drone down now to take a 4th in the position of the 3rd. And with these destructible debris being taken out, Bobby's going to place down his 3rd orbital. This is going to be really hard to defend, I think. It looks like Bobby's actually...
It's time to push out.
Not to worry too much about defending. He's going to push out with his army now. I like that little move. He's just edging forward with a few marines to take the watchtower so that Welshie can't see the rest of the army coming. However, Welsh is kind of expecting that, building 50 lings, morphing a ton of veins, and he does have 4 infestors on the way. He's got to be careful here. I think he should just wait for the infestors, but no, he's not really interested in that. Actually getting a really nice surround there. Great engagement for Welshie, getting the lings in behind the tanks, and then the Banes connecting straight into the marines. He does have a few marines up here, but they're not going to go very far.
They're not going to last very long at all.
No, not really. And with the infestors popping out, Welshie can just fungal these medivacs and get a few free medivacs. I think he needs to...
Drop a couple
there we go.
Infested marines would have helped it rather than spending all that...
yeah, I definitely
fungal.
agree with you there. could have saved at least one fungal growth.
We see a big three-page Ling push out to the watchtower. He's just going to scout just at the natural, see what's actually there for reinforcements. No, actually going down to the third, so he does know that this third is there now.
Indeed he does, and Bobby needs to react to this. It's not overreacting, sending down a few Marines, but
I don't think that's actually going to be enough.
yeah, I think, well, she's going to morph a ton of Banes pretty soon. There's actually sending his infestors across the map. One thing I would like to see from Welshie is his creep spread is a little bit disappointing. I know it's a really big map, but there's no reason not to. So sending in a pack of Marines, I think what's he doing? He's got him on hold position. He's doing nothing. There we go. Finally attacking with them. Maybe I was wrong. It looked like they were on hold position there.
I'm not too sure. I was just actually looking at the changeling that Welshie's got at the natural. Just seeing what he's actually got and just scouting around.
That might have been a bug with my game. It looked like the Lings were on hold position. Never mind. He does force the lift on the orbital, and the remaining SCVs and Marines escape. A nice infestor count now for Welshie, and most of them almost full on energy. That's a lot of fungals, a lot of infested Terrans. Continuing to produce infestors, but not a.
Do you think we'll ever see your parasite again in games? Because I haven't seen your parasite being used in any game for a very, very long time.
It's used a lot in ZVP. There's nothing more satisfying for a zerg than getting a neural on a mothership and then vortexing the army.
Yep. Now there is a double drop going on here. One at the natural and one at the fifth base.
Yeah, it looks like Welshie's.
But there is a lot of infestors grouped up here, so a couple of fungals will do them very, very nicely, and infested Terrans go down, so they'll clean up that very quickly. And the Banelings cleaned up at the natural as well, so just deflecting that quite easily in the end.
Yeah, Welshie on the ball there, I think, because he's got the Zerglings at the Zelnagas, and pretty well placed Overlords as well. I think a good strat from Bobby would be to send out a couple of Vikings and take them out.
Yeah, definitely. Just to get a little bit of map control and that sort of thing, and also put the screws on supply caps for Welshie.
Yep. So the production tab, we just saw 126 Zerglings being built for Welshie. Finally, he's at
it's the Sauron Zerg. They're coming in from everywhere.
Yeah, and
should have seen it all streaming in on the minimap. It was amazing.
I'm actually kind of lagging here.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, the attack comes in before the siege tanks can really, before the siege tanks can siege up there, and wow, yeah, with the
there's that by Welshie.
Yeah, with the fungals.
That army, and he's going to get in and clean up the rest. Does need to get these infestors out of the way because they're just going to pop a bit of splash damage from the siege tanks. And some defensive infested Marines save the day for them. So we have a look at the unit counting station at the moment, and there is only 20 Marines, 3 tanks, 4 medivacs, and there's 82 Lings, and we have 12 infestors on the field as well. So yeah, definitely taking the lead there in supply count and army count as well for Welshie.
Yeah, these engagements just are not going in Bobby's favour. He needs to probably pull a miracle out to come back from this game, I think. Yeah. He still has a good siege tank count, but Great Aspire Tech is on the way. And force the lift on the 4th.
Yep. And should just drop one ling at the 5th as well, which he is, and he will be burrowing that. So definitely taking map control here. There is a siege up just outside the 3rd. But we'll be seeing Broodlords shortly as the Great Spire is almost done.
Bobby being a little bit more careful there, I think, sieging his tanks one after the other. Yeah, the Great Spire tech is just about finished, and then I think we'll see Welshie morph in the Broods, the Birdlords.
Yeah, the most OP unit in the game.
No.
Banelings are.
Infestors are what make Birdlords so good.
Could catch him out.
Yeah. This
here.
is a bit messy for Welsh. He's losing a ton of infestors, catching all those banelings.
Actually, pretty good from Welshie. He got a lot of infested marines off, and that saved the day for him. He's going to get clean up all these marines as they drop out of the medivacs.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they just had too many good units of the Broodlords popping all at once, and the banelings, well, a few of the leftover banelings coming in to help clean up the mess. And Bobby's
doesn't want to get these Broodlords caught out.
Yeah. Oh no! Oh, loses a few.
Don't want to lose those infestors.
Loses a few infestors, but yeah, at the end of the day, there's just too many Birdlords here, and not enough marines. And the zergling reinforcements are coming in, and these siege tanks are now naked. But Welshie is going to look to take out the planetary instead.
Yeah. This is interesting. I'd be taking out the siege tanks before anything else here, just so that the marines don't have anything to fall back to.
Yeah, Bobby kind of needs to get these siege tanks out of harm's way, because as soon as those Broodlords see them, they're going to get crushed. A couple of Vikings, a few more marines, but yeah, there's too many Broodlords, and Welshie just doesn't care about having corruptors. He's like, yeah, my Birdlords.
Does need to be careful of these Vikings. Throwing down a couple of infested marines.
Still has a couple of corruptors there. The marines just rallying to their death. And the food count now is down to 8. Bobby's down to 80. Welshie's at 160, and I think we're going to see GG soon.
Definitely, very soon.
Yeah,
we don't have the production to actually replenish his army.
Doesn't have the production, doesn't have the economy.
He's down on money. He's only on 3 bases at this stage, and like the main and the natural are mined out pretty much. So once these Broodlords move into the natural, we're going to see GG tapped out very, very quickly.
Sporting a ton of infested Terrans. More marines coming down. Any time now.
3, 2.
Come on, I've got my finger on the GG button, on my GG button. Infested Terrans everywhere.
So many infested Terrans.
Infested Terrans and Broodlings. Tearing through Bobby's base.
So much damage. 3-0 on the Terrans.
Is I
think
not sure if
Bobby's just going to wait till everything's gone.
Yeah, I've just noticed that he's got a base down in the 6 o'clock position, and he's mewling like a fiend. Unfortunately, And there we go. GG. And I'm swapping the overlay over. And I'll just quickly introduce our players. And Control W doesn't work anymore.
That's bizarre.
That's really annoying, actually.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. In the bottom left corner of the map representing FaDe, zerg player, his ID is FaDe Welshi. And in the top right corner, Terran player, his ID is ToR Serpent. Cool. So get to see what Serpent does. Building a supply depot. Yeah. So I was just watching some of the chat, people saying, commenting. Welshi's macro is really good. Just needs to work on his engagements a little bit. I think the early engagements were pretty, from what I saw, were pretty good. Some of those later engagements were a little bit hairy. Probably just losing it, a few too many infestors than he should.
Yeah, I think he just needs to keep that fungal going with his infestors. Just get that activity going. But that'll come with time. He did have reasonable control and that sort of thing, but I think he probably could have won that game a little bit earlier.
Yeah, but a win is a win, and a win is what FaDe needed. It would have been pretty bad for FaDe if Welshi had lost that. Being 3-0 is never good in a clan war. Interestingly enough, it looks like Welshi's going to. There we go.
Nice.
Temporarily delay the command center. A bit of harassment on the SCV. I think that was is that a 14 hatch, 14 pool?
15.
It was 15. Okay.
Yeah, it was 15.
Oh yeah. And Welshi being very greedy, going immediately for a third.
Well, he did delay the command center just a touch. He was ready to go down while he's harassing that SCV, but
a few seconds is not going to make too much difference.
But he does feel safe. He's got these two Marines, as you said in the previous games, trying to take out that extractor, and he knows where those Marines are, so yeah, he's quite safe to take the third.
Welshi going for late gas this time. Rallying a drone into it a bit prematurely. He's only got 2 drones in gas. I'm not sure if that's deliberate or not. But yeah, third base is just about done. And meanwhile, back in Serpent's base, he's building a bunker. And going for, reactor marines. Reactor Hellions. There. Reactor Hellions throwing down a starport, so is it going to be that
I think it's going to be the
Banshee?
Hellion Banshee. He's taken that tech lab on the barracks, which we'll see
you're right.
out with the starport.
Yeah, you're right.
But it's not actually producing any Hellions just yet. As I say that, he just starts.
Because he's actually thrown down a pretty fast third command center, and that's okay. That's pretty good. With Welshi going for a super fast third, your options are either be really aggressive and deny the third, or be just as greedy and take a fast third yourself. So starting Cloak before starting Banshees, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's not so bad. I suppose just helps when you actually got
yeah.
Banshees out in the field.
Just slightly delayed on that Banshee production. Actually, this is going to be really bad for Welshie, I think. He is building a spine, or a spore crawler in each base.
I think,
but
it's not going to be too bad. I think he's got spine crawlers set up. He's got spore crawlers set up. I don't think he's going to be too worried about the Cloak Banshees that much, and the Hellions aren't really going to get in and do that much damage.
If you get the right angle, you can still pick off a fair number of drones, and certainly 2 Banshees can kill a Queen. Yeah, it's not game ending or anything, but I think with good Banshee micro, he could cause a lot of grief for Welshie. I think I just missed that. He had a bit of a poke at the third with the Hellions. Is that what I missed?
No. Oh. He was poking up the natural and took out a creep tumor, so with those Hellions.
Third's reasonably well defended. He's got a couple of spine crawlers there.
Yeah,
he's actually not pushing out with those Banshees.
Yeah, they're just rallied at home. They should be actually rallied out to these Hellions to actually cause any damage. But I don't think this is going to cause any problems for Welshie now. There is no harass. There is no pressure, so to speak. So he's just happy just to drone up.
He's just sitting there. He's droning up.
No drones as yet.
Looks like he's going into tank marine production. Loading his third down into position. Is that Overlord going a spot? I don't think so. Sorry, I'm just missing. In fact, the Banshees attacking the third, and you're right. Minimal losses. Killed one Banshee, heavily damaged the other.
Yep, no kills.
Almost killed that Queen, actually. So yeah, no losses. Did some damage to the Queen, but
yeah, it does need to be very quick. So
it does need to be very quick. He needed to rally them down there.
Yeah, you need to. As soon as you build that starport and you've got it on the tech lab, you rally it straight to the third, and you send your Hellions to the watchtowers just to clear out any links that are on there for map control, and so they don't see the Banshees coming across. And then you just hit that third, and normally it can either take it out, stop mining from there, and we saw in the previous game where you could actually swing back into the natural as well. So
yep.
But Welshie was definitely well set up there to deflect that, and the delay from Serpent was certainly in Welshie's favour.
So, Welshie's thrown down a spire, and that's going to finish pretty soon. He does have a good 900 gas in the bank, a bit low on food count, or available food count. Just sending a Ling down to scout the third, and sending in a ton of Lings. There's not too many SCVs to kill there. And it's probably just going to force the lift. So, and there is the lift. Get a few SCV kills.
It doesn't want to engage that army with those Lings.
Yeah, no, not really. He is building 5 mutas, and probably not building more because he's a little bit short on Overlords. In actual fact, Looks like we're going to see a push from Serpent. And there we go, the Overlords have finally popped. I think, well, she needs to build some units. There he goes. He's pumping lings now. He knows what's coming. He can see the watchtower.
Yeah.
This is actually going to be a problem for Welshie, I think. This is a great position for Serpent. He has the watchtower. He's got siege tanks there, pre-splitting his Marines.
Again, we see this problem where the siege tanks are all clumped up. We've got two heading out now, but they'll probably siege up right next to each other.
Yeah.
Needs to spread these siege tanks out a lot better than this.
Yeah, there we go. He's spreading him now.
Oh, it's like he's listening to me on stream.
It's still pretty scary for Welshie though. Yeah. Even with them clumped up. Yeah, I don't know. The Marine count is a little bit low though, I gotta say. Well,
16 mutas coming in, and they're going to snipe out a couple of these. Or maybe not. Almost took out one. But he's going to easily pick off these Marines here.
Yeah,
he's got reinforcements.
Be
careful here. Doesn't want to lose any more. One's almost dead.
2 HP. Oh, it needs to be careful. I don't think this is going to be... I don't think it's worth the risk. If he... Yeah. Is that a split? Oh, here we go. Welshie attacking in with his lings and banelings. Connects are great. I did. That was really good.
Maneuver there from Welshie with those banelings, and he'll be able to clean up this entire army, including the medivacs.
Yeah.
Massive lead in this game. These tanks are just not going to be able to get out of here anytime soon.
No. Marines weren't split. I don't think he was expecting the attack from that side, and yeah, I thought it was going to be a little bit low on banelings, but then there was just enough. There was only a few Marines left. The mutas cleaning up the rest of them, leaving the tanks completely vulnerable. Serpent sighing in the chat, knows he's in a lot of trouble now, and that's a massive pack of lings. And Serpent sees it, he's going to run back and
Serpent wisely
forces the lift. Meanwhile, I think, well, she's going to attack the main with his mutas, and there's only 2 turrets up, just 2, but look how quickly those get sniped. Well, actually, no, the other one's being repaired.
Massively repaired. Needs to pull out of there.
Wow.
That was some pretty cool repair there.
That was epic repair. Still lost a few SCVs there. I think this is a having this there as an orbital is a little bit problematic for Serpent, because, well, she can just constantly threaten. It can't actually kill it, but it can constantly threaten it by moving his lings in and then moving them out, and then he's losing a lot of mining time. Meanwhile, she's taking the 4th base in the middle. His 3rd is reasonably well saturated. He's actually spending his money pretty well this game. She needs to be careful. Actually, that's really good, forcing a stim on the Marines. And I don't know. I think this is a bit of a mistake. No, he gets the surround. And
that's alright. You just clean up the siege tanks, and the lings will clean up the Marines.
Yeah, so that actually worked really well for Roshi. Serpent trying to split his Marines at the end there, but it was too little too late. Welshie had the surround and is able to clean up Serpent's army, and now this looks like he's going to be able to actually take this 3rd out. Forces the lift, but there's too many mutas here. Muta's doing so much damage, and that orbital is in red and it's going to die. Is, however, going to force that attack back until Welshie can get some reinforcements. I think that this is... I don't think there's much that Serpent can do to recover from this. Serpent actually complaining about his upgrades, and he's not wrong. His Marines are only 1-1.
1-1. And nothing on the tanks either, so...
Well, his units are only 2-1 on his Lings and Banes. But this muted count is just causing so much grief for Serpent, and he's now starting to get infestors out and going for a Nautilus Cavern.
Yeah, we're going to see Serpent mined out pretty quickly here. He's only got a few mineral patches left. They're around about 65 minerals on each. The main is almost empty. 15, 10, 5, and 0. So he needs to get some bases quickly because he is just going to be economically destroyed in this game.
Yeah, he's coming in, sniping all these supply depots, and what does Serpent do? Takes out the rocks. Yes, looks like Serpent's just going to push out and
walk into a massive
hope,
army.
Yeah,
Baneling army.
Hope for the best. He scans ahead so he can see. He can see. This is going to be a problem. The siege tanks are going to be in the way of the Marines, and the fungal goes down, and wow, yeah, that army goes flat. We didn't even need any mutas, and GG from Serpent. Yeah, that was. Whew.
Yeah, I think Welsh's getting into his own game, coming into it very, very nicely there.
There we go.